If you know me at all, then you know I have this newfound deep obsession with gardening. Yes, gardening, like outdoor gardening, and particularly like fruits and vegetables and herbs and the greens and all the things. I am so excited. I love this newfound passion. I love that I found gardening. Really, my goal is to grow things that I can eat, that we can eat. And so that brings me to today. While I love spending so much time outside playing with the plant babies and doing all the gardening things, I also spend a lot of time in my kitchen because I cook a lot. So I thought, what better way to merge the two worlds than to have an indoor kitchen garden, you know? The best of everything. So today I want to show you a few of the plants that I have and show you their progress, like some, you know, some hits, some misses, and then plant up some new little babies. So let's get to it. So a few videos back, I was doing some outside work and planting little seeds and doing all kinds of things. And I seized the opportunity to plant up some herbs. So these were herbs that I bought at Whole Foods. So I bought a basil plant, a sage plant, and an oregano plant. I can tell you with great confidence that the oregano plant is doing well. End of story. So, you know, we haven't had incredible success. Like, we're still building our relationship, getting to know each other. So when I do my indoor plants, and that includes my herbs, I like to do a mixture of soil with cactus soil and perlite, because I want to make sure that the roots do not get like waterlogged and people are not just like swimming around in there. You know, I want this to drain well. The other thing I like to do is use terracotta pots because it will draw moisture away from the soil and the roots of the plants and help me to look like I know what I'm doing, because I don't. This is all trial and error. I'm talking to these guys all day long trying to figure out what they need and be the best plant mama that I can be. So I did invest in a water meter, a water measuring apparatus. I will link it down below for you. I got it on Amazon and it has been really helpful for me to gauge where my plants are with moisture so that I do not make the fatal mistake of overwatering. So I have been using it on my herbs and really just trying my best to not overwater, but you know, things happen. So I have some new little baby plants to show you. I got them from Whole Foods as well. And it is, you know, lots of prayers and crossing my fingers that these guys succeed and they flourish and grow big and beautiful and do all the things. So let me show you these little new babies. We're gonna get them potted up, and then I wanna show you some of the other things that I am working with. So first up out of our bag is thyme. And this is a new kind of thyme. I have never seen this before. It is Hi-Ho Silver. It's super pretty. It is just like, it's giving all the things. And thyme, it is definitely one of my favorite herbs. I have learned this just over the last like couple of years or so. Fresh thyme is just, oh, and it smells so good. It is just, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. So if I am keeping count correctly, including the thyme plants that I have outside, this is now my 4th variety, and I am, heart just up in the clouds. Next up is another basil. So this girl is looking nice and healthy, just like her little plant sister that I got, you know, a month or so ago. So I am going to combine her with the one beautiful basil stem that I have left. Just put them all in the same pot together. So basil, you know, these guys are all, if I could separate this, they're all just like singular stems and they are brought together. So I'm not too worried about it. You know, I did just put this other one in a pot, so I'm hoping that I don't shock her too much. But we're gonna try this again. I love basil. This is the standard basil that you would think of. You know, there are so many different varieties, but this is, oh my God, it smells so good. It smells so good. I need a pasta dish stat. Our last little baby is rosemary. So rosemary is another one of those herbs that I have figured out over the last few years that I am obsessed with. Rosemary is super hardy and she is like, she's a woody girl. She just, Oh my God, it smells so fragrant. I smell rosemary and I think of like a beautiful grilled steak, like some gorgeous roasted chicken, and oh my God, all the things, like an herby butter. I better stop. This is ridiculous. But I love rosemary so much. All of these herbs are fantastic to have outside in your garden bed or in pots on their own outside. They're all wonderful for growing in containers. They do so well. These are great for helping to deter pests and to just kind of be like muscle in there. So if you plant them in your garden bed, kind of around the edges, they will help to create that little wall to block your pests. So of course there's nothing that is pest proof. Am I saying that right? Pest proof? But these guys definitely do help. So it's the rosemary, the thyme, the sage, chives. Chives are another great one. So there are a lot of herbs that are on my wish list, but for right now I have these guys, so I'm gonna get them potted up, and we're gonna put them in their new home right there on the dining room table, and then we're moving on. I have my little gardening station all ready to go, and this is what I have. So in my bucket, I have my usual mixture of cactus soil, gardening soil, and perlite. Oh, also a little compost, because you know, you need the nutrients. I have my terracotta pot, and I'm gonna start with my thyme. So this is my first time growing herbs indoors, like in pots. And it's been, you know, obviously a different experience. I have a lot of house plants, and by a lot, I probably have like, I don't know, somewhere between 10 and 15, I would say. 10 and 15, and I love them oh so much. They do really well with this mix. So it's just, you know, trial and error. I hope that this is the right mix for these herbs, and time will tell. So oh, the smell just from handling this plant is just, it is out of this world, out of this world. I think what's so nice, like what this entire gardening process has taught me, is that you really don't need a lot of space to just get started. I love that in a little pot, you can just grow this stuff. You can grow herbs, which are probably the easiest guys to grow if you do want to start a little kitchen garden, which I think is so incredibly nice. Just the process. I mean, I keep saying it, the whole thing, I am obsessed with it, but it's nice that you can grow these in containers. They don't have to be in the ground. I know when I lived in apartments, I never, you know, I didn't have a green thumb, first of all, but if I could think about what my mindset was then, I would have thought, well, I'm in an apartment, I definitely can't grow anything, which is, you know, definitely the furthest thing from the truth. You can absolutely grow things. And I will show you a few other options here in a minute as soon as we plant up all of our beautiful babies. Oh, look at her, she's so beautiful. I just love thyme. So I'm gonna work on our basil next. So this lovely lady is not root bound like the other guys, but I am going to have to pick her apart just a little bit so that I can get this guy married with this guy. So I'm sorry. So this is what I mean when I say these guys are individual stems. Like you can pull these apart, and if you wanted to put these in your garden, you can take this one plant you bought from your nursery or your grocery store, and you now have several different plants. So here is one singular little guy. You can see the nice long roots. I mean, these guys are pretty, they're healthy. So I'm just going to take this stem out of this pot and combine it with these ladies, and off we go. This one is looking really healthy. I mean, she's looking firm and all the things, but just in case, we don't need any issues whatsoever. I've never done this before, separate a basil plant like that. It hurt my soul, I'm not gonna lie. But I think we're gonna be better for it. All right, and that is our basil done. Last but not least is our beautiful little rosemary plant. And oh, I could just smell her all day. So let's get this lovely girl potted up and then we're moving on. I think it's really nice nowadays that these plants, like herbs and everything, they're so easily accessible. And I would say herbs especially, because I got all of these guys at Whole Foods, like I said, and every grocery store I've been to, pretty much everyone I believe, has fresh herbs, like herb plants and organic plants at that, in their produce section, which is really nice. So you can always grab it from right there. It's so nice that while you're just getting your, you know, your strawberries and your bananas and stuff, you can just pick up some herb plants at your grocery store and bring those little guys home and grow them. If I had to guess, I would say my husband does not think it's a benefit because I am bringing home a lot of plants. But I bet these plants are happy because I love them so hard. All right. Oh my God. Just handling these herbs. Oh, they smell so good. So good. And that is our herbs. So we potted up our rosemary, our thyme. We combined our basil with our lone survivor. And now these guys are done. So let's move on to the next part and let me excite you even more. The next indoor kitchen garden option that I have for you is the AeroGarden. So this is my very first AeroGarden that my delicious husband gifted to me for Valentine's Day last year, I think it was. And it has been like one of the greatest joys of my life. What does that say about my life? I don't even know. But I love this AeroGarden so much. The AeroGarden is so incredibly convenient because you can literally put it anywhere. We happen to have ours in our kitchen. At one point we had 3 of them, now we have 2. But it's really nice because it doesn't just have to sit on your kitchen counter. This can live on your dining room table. It can live on any table in any part of your home, and it is so incredibly nice. It has a timer, so it knows when to turn on, when to turn off, and it is on for somewhere around like 14 hours a day, 12 hours a day, something like that. It knows what to do. It is programmed to do these things. So really all you need to do is fill the reservoir with water and you feed it. So it comes with its own little food, and it tells you, there is a flashing indicator here that tells me right now that I need to feed it with some of these drops. So it is fantastic, super low maintenance. And just like my plants outside, I come through every so often and I prune this beautiful girl and just get her nice and vibrant again. I make sure that there's plenty of airflow so that the plant can do what she needs to do. In this particular AeroGarden, we are growing jalapenos and cherry tomatoes. I harvest from these pretty often, I would say at least once a week, but you know, like everything else, they have growing stages, so sometimes they are growing a lot more than other times, and I am fine with that. I am fine to wait. But it's wonderful because if you do want to start seedlings indoors, the AeroGarden is a great option. They come in a lot of different sizes. So we happen to have the AeroGardens that have 6 cells. So that is 6 spots for 6 plants. So they do sell the little container that just has the soil in it, so you can put your own seed. You put it in your AeroGarden and this thing will stay lit and help your little baby to become a beautiful plant. You can then take that and transplant it wherever you want it, or you can leave it and let it grow in your AeroGarden. So another fantastic option. I love this so much. We may have AeroGardens forever and ever. I love just being able to walk to the other side of the kitchen and harvest some cherry tomatoes, some jalapenos, even herbs. We have grown lettuces, lettuces, who knows? So we've grown lettuce in the house and it has been such a joy. So these guys definitely help to give me the confidence and the motivation to start the outdoor garden and to also venture into the indoor kitchen garden with the herbs. The next option I want to talk about is sprouts. Growing sprouts in your own home. So this is what you need: a mason jar, some seeds, water. That's pretty much it. Now, I know it takes a little more than that. I got a sprouting kit off of Amazon, and this kit comes with lids for different size mason jars. So this is the closed mouth lid and the wide mouth lid. And there are some other things in here that I will show you, but sprouts are allegedly incredibly easy. This is gonna be my first time venturing into the sprouting world, but this is a package of sprouts. This I bought at Whole Foods. These guys can, you know, they range in price. This little pack was $4-ish, I believe. So if I can easily grow my own sprouts from a little packet of seeds and grow over and over and over, I am saving so much money. This pack right here is from Botanical Interests, and the price on the front is $5.59 versus almost $4. So this is going to yield me a lot of sprouts for $5.59 versus one package of sprouts that we will burn through in like 2 or 3 days, almost $4. So let's get our sprout kit put together so I can show you, and let's have some fun. So this is everything in our kit. They gave us 2 of these lids for each size. There's the wide mouth lids right here and the small mouth lid, closed mouth lid, small mouth lid. I don't know what I'm saying. Then we have these little trays, and this is to put your jar on because there will be water that drips out. These are little stands to hold your jar. The other little stand. And then we have our brush for cleaning, I assume, our little cleaning sponge. This is our pack of seeds. So it's just a sandwich mix. I love alfalfa sprouts. I love all kinds of different sprouts. I love it so much. So this should be really easy. Unfortunately today I'm not gonna have like the after for you to show you, but we can at least get this started. So let's get these guys going and grow some sprouts. And there you have it, my beautiful friend. 3 different beautiful ways to have your indoor kitchen garden going and just make it easy and accessible for you. You don't have to have a ton of land, a ton of space to make your beautiful gardening dreams come true. You can start with a lovely herb garden right in your kitchen, on your kitchen table, wherever the mood strikes you. So we have our beautiful potted herbs that are gonna go on our kitchen table. We have our arrow garden that is just lousy with little cherry tomatoes and jalapenos, and she is always in beautiful bloom. And then we started sprouts for the very first time ever. So I am just, you know, always crossing my fingers and sending a lot of plant prayers to the plant world that these plants flourish and just do all the beautiful things. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, you subscribe, and you click that notification bell because all of that really supports my channel and it means the world to me. I am wishing you the most beautiful, sunniest day ever, my friend. Mwah.